Welcome to the Trailchasers podcast.
This episode is brought to you by Nexen Tire. The Nexen Roadie MTXs are our favorite tires of all time. We know that they are coming out with some new products in the very near future. We're excited about those, and when those come out, we'll tell you more about them. But in the meantime, you should go to nexentireusa.com and get a set of Roadie and MTXs for your rig. The show is also brought to you by Icon Vehicle Dynamics. Icon Vehicle Dynamics takes a holistic approach, and we are hoping they're going to take a holistic approach to the new Frontier so that when Jose gets his, there's an off-road suspension kit. If not, we're going to look at one of our other friendly companies that has
that we associate with
that already has a kit. But we're going to try to figure out to get some suspension on Jose's truck. If you want to get a holistic approach to your off-road suspension and tires, go to iconvehicledynamics.com.
Is it my turn now?
Yes.
That was very long-winded right there. Today on the show, we talked to Mario with Rago Fabrication. He comes on and calls in on his way out to Big Bear from Texas to partake.
To hang out
at the Pure 4x4 event in Big Bear this weekend. And then, of course, we got pricing on that new Frontier today. And I swear to God, Jose, if you don't end up getting this truck, I'm gonna be freaking pissed off.
I feel so pressured now that I have to buy it.
You should.
You do, because you're off the show if you don't get one.
That's all I have to do to get off the show, not buy one?
I've been trying to get out of here for years.
Finally.
Everybody, it is 6:30 on Tuesday night, and we are live in the studio, sitting in our comfortable seats in Eastvale, California. And
my seat's not very comfortable,
right.
dude.
You guys hate your seats. And sitting in some random fireworks store parking lot in New Mexico is Mario Rago from Rago Fabrication. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great. How you guys doing?
Good, dude. Thanks for coming. It's been a long time. We haven't talked to you guys in a while. We've been kind of hiding out, I think, bunkering down, and you guys are still out in the world doing stuff. How's everything going on the Rago side?
So far, so good, people went dormant, but off-roading never did. So
Yeah. And on some of our Instagram conversations, you said that your beautiful bride is having a birthday here pretty soon, right?
Yeah, tomorrow is her birthday, so I said, congratulations, we're going on a road trip to California.
Happy birthday, Melissa. I hope you're I hope 26 treats you well. I do.
Yeah, that's every girl's dream, to be stuck in the car with me, smelling it all the way down California.
That sounds about right. I think you're dead on there. So you guys, I think we've had you guys on the show a couple times, and for those of you that don't know, Rago Fabrication makes unbelievable products for your truck and outdoor accessories. And you guys are based out of Texas, and you are driving into California right now, right?
That is correct.
So what brings you across the great Southwest?
So there's a show. This is my first time going. It's called Pure 4x4, and it's in Big Bear, California. And I'm kind of excited because Big Bear is a beautiful place.
Yep.
And there's pine trees and all sorts of good things.
It is.
Yeah, it's this event, I guess, is back in, I think you were saying, Cody, in Holcomb, in the Holcomb Valley, that camp area?
Yeah, well, so I just, based on Mario's input, I just looked it up. Pure 4x4 SoCal Base Camp. It's Friday through Sunday, August 13th through 15th. That's this weekend. And it says the location is the Holcomb Valley Ranch, Big Bear, California. You can see if I can get tickets. So if you go to Eventbrite, it says that you can get tickets sold out. So no, there's
you need tickets. You can't just
no. This is a ticketed event. Yeah. This is a ticketed event. So it looks like there are some RV spots available, a 4x4 workshop available. But how did you guys get connected with this, Mario?
We've actually sponsored it the last 3 years, but never attended because we were always so busy.
Okay.
So because COVID's over and the world is coming out of their cave now, it's a good opportunity for us to get back on the road and go to events.
Yeah, and looking at the flyer for this event, there's a lot of, it's huge. I mean, there's a lot of big name vendors that are participating in this. It looks like, it's got live music from Keone Thompson, who I don't know who that is at all.
Well, in this guy's defense, all you know is Dave Grohl.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure, for sure.
So you're just scanning, looking for Dave Grohl on whatever list you're reading.
Yeah, I don't see Foo Fighters anywhere, so there's no music, apparently. Rob Lucci and J-Matt. The Masters of Ceremonies is Lou Mendoza. There's a cook-off. They're going to have paella.
Ooh.
Paella is good.
What is that?
It's like a Spanish
rice?
stew. Yeah, with a bunch of seafood and stuff in it.
Ooh, like jambalaya?
Yep. $30,000 in prizes. Man, so are you guys, Mario, you guys going out there to set up a tent and do your normal event stuff?
Yeah, we're not selling anything. We're just going to promote. We're going to sell some shirts and swag and stuff like that and give away some stuff.
So a mini vacation for you guys?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Melissa's birthday. You got to take her someplace nice.
Yeah, it's her birthday. It's her birthday. Why not camp and never take a shower for 2 days?
Yeah, she loves that. Every girl's dream.
So I want to mention real quick. On Sunday, we're driving to San Diego for Brews in what's it called? The San Diego event, but it's by Rig Talk.
Okay,
and it's at a restaurant. And I apologize, I don't know.
Burgers and Brews.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw the promotion for that, Burgers and Brews. It's also my wife's birthday this weekend, and I'm not going to tell you where I'm taking her because I don't want you to get smacked. Because it's definitely not a campsite in Big Bear, that's for sure.
You're taking her to Disneyland?
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, man.
So what you guys are in New Mexico? When are you gonna actually make it to Big Bear?
We'll be there tomorrow.
Oh, okay, cool. And then are you guys going to go straight to the campsite and stay there starting tomorrow?
I believe they were required to be there Friday morning. So we'll probably, if we can get a room in Big Bear, we'll chill up there for a little bit.
Okay.
In a real hotel or something.
Stay away from the Knights Inn.
Yeah,
I cannot
I was going to recommend Knights Inn.
No. Sleep on a dock somewhere rather than the Knights Inn. I sleep on somebody's boat.
The last time we went there, the Knights Inn was no more. Somebody else had bought it. I doubt that it's any better. But
look, just because somebody else bought it, it needs to be knocked over. Is what needs to happen, or lit on fire. Yeah. One or the other.
There's a lot of VRBOs and Airbnbs up there in Big Bear. You should be able to find something. I would put you up at Mom and Dad's house, but they don't live up there anymore, so that doesn't help. So you're gonna get there Friday, and it looks like there's live DJs and fishing and swimming and all kinds of stuff up there. What kind of stuff are you looking forward to participating in?
I just want to mingle with people because normally when we go to these shows, it's just sell, and we never get to go anywhere away from the booth. So I just want to go talk to other companies, and since we're camping, there's a nightlife that the normal people don't know about, and that's when the networking really starts, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, networking. That 12-ounce networking.
And in the morning, you don't remember what you agreed to at all.
Exactly.
You get an email a week later, and they're like, remember when you said that you would give me all that stuff?
Who's this? Yeah, who this?
Who this?
This is actually why my wife wanted to go, so she can regulate me.
Yeah.
Cut me off.
Yeah, but she knows better than that.
Good luck. Regulate this. You're doing shots.
Oh, man. So the Pure 4x4 group, so you said you've sponsored them in the past. What is their like, are they a Facebook group, a club? What's the background there?
I think they're a club. They're event coordinators.
Okay.
I think they just put on events.
Yeah, a large amount of their proceeds go to Corva. So
very cool, very cool. I'm looking up. They've got a Facebook page. I'm sure they've got an Instagram account somewhere. Yep, Instagram is Pure 4x4. This is cool. When did you guys get connected with this event? How long has this been in planning?
With this event, I mean, it seems like everything's last minute for some reason because everybody's playing catch up because they don't know if they're going to shut down the country again or what's going on.
Yeah.
But we connected with them, I think 3 years ago when they were most likely a lot smaller. And then we would sponsor the event and give them products so they can give away and stuff like that.
Do you plan on doing any four-wheeling while you're camping or while you're in Big Bear?
I don't know. It depends what they got going on. Normally I don't four-wheel. I don't go off-roading during shows because I use my car to show product. And it's really difficult to do that. And then if I ruin my car, my wife would be super pissed.
Well, and then you still got to drive all the way back to Texas.
Yeah, drive to Texas.
Yeah. It's I love to go off-roading, believe me, but I also want to get back home because I got kids I have to take to school and stuff.
Yep.
So.
Yep. There's plenty of places to wheel up there if you want. And looking at the map, you're just north of that fawn skin area. That's where like that the squeeze 3 and 16. All that stuff.
It's beautiful up there.
Super cool areas up there. And my brother's up there. So if and when you get stuck, let me know. I'll have him come get you.
Nice. If a bottle cap gets stuck and he needs help opening some beers or something, that's the only thing that's gonna get stuck.
Oh, we should
and Casey will help you with that.
We should send Mario over to critique the bumpers that Casey's building right now.
Oh,
so my brother,
maybe lend a hand.
Yeah, my brother is Casey's fabricating some custom bumpers for the Frontier front and back, and it was a I think I'm going to do this in a weekend, and it turned into just chopping stuff up.
Next thing you know,
we're getting pictures of the front end of his car cut off, and he's just trying to. And he's trying to get all that stuff fabbed.
He's hip deep now.
Yeah, now it's done.
As they say in poker, he's pot committed.
Yes, yeah, it's done now. The front end of his Frontier is chopped off, so he doesn't have a choice. So the how long does it take you to drive from Texas to Big Bear?
16 hours.
That doesn't seem that bad.
No, half the drive is just through Texas.
Yeah.
The state's so big, so it's actually the worst part of driving because there's nothing.
Yeah.
Well, from my perspective, there's nothing in Texas, no matter where you're at.
I've driven through Texas,
really,
and it's like 3 days of God. When are we? When is we have to be out of Texas now? We've got to be near Georgia at this point. And then finally, after I don't know how many days, how many hours of just seeing the same shit, you finally see like the
Louisiana.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, oh, Oklahoma. Oh my God. You get all excited. And it looks the same. It's not you're just excited to not be finished with Texas. Yeah, it's huge.
Well, let's go. Yeah, what other stuff do you guys have going on, man? I know you've been cranking out products, and what's exciting in the Rago world?
We just released products for the first gen Sequoia today.
Ooh.
And that's in high demand.
We just saw a Sequoia today, and I told Jose to get one, and he said no.
Dude, I'm gonna go for another old Toyota.
Yes,
like make times 2.
The whale. It's the latest version of the whale.
Yeah.
So we have the molly panels for the back, the shelf, the gas skid. We have ditch brackets for it, and then factory rail supports.
Okay.
Currently, so it's a market that's very desperate for products. So we went ahead and did that, and we have we got a booth in SEMA this year.
Nice.
So when you guys go, you can hit us up.
Absolutely. We just got recently got some news about us being at SEMA. So that the expectation is that someone from the team, if not all of us, will be at SEMA and Off-Road Expo.
Yeah. We're going to go Off-Road Expo Mountain. Or what is that? Overland Expo Mountain in Colorado.
Yeah.
In
Okay.
2 weeks. So we're gonna drive home and stay home for 2 weeks, go to Colorado, and we're gonna be. I think we weren't able to get a booth at Overland Expo West this year, but DeMello Off Roads letting us hang out with him.
Oh, very cool.
Cool.
Yeah,
It's-
Jason's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. How long is the event in the Off-Road Expo event in Colorado? Is it 2 days?
Most likely, honestly, like it's funny because I do so much other stuff. My marketing team's like, "Hey, you want to do this event?" I said, "Let's do it," and then I'm just go get it done.
They're like,
Go
you
get it
need to
done.
be here at this
Yeah.
time.
You get an alert on your phone. A day, 24-hour reminder. I need to be here in 24 hours.
Yeah, you should be in Colorado this time tomorrow.
So that brings
I'm
up.
like an off-road Kardashian.
When's the video come out? That's what I want to know.
I don't want to know.
It'll probably be just me in the video drunk.
Yeah, that's all I want. That's all I need. That's all I need.
So it's like more of a David Hasselhoff video when he was on the floor eating that cheeseburger.
That's right. Oh, that's glorious.
Don't tempt me. I'll do it.
That's the next marketing blitz right now. That's marketing team, Rago marketing team. We got ideas. Bring it here. That's funny.
That's funny.
I was going to say, as far as like sharing space or, affiliated with DeMello, when you go to these expos, do you walk around like your competitors' displays and kind of judge their craftsmanship, or is that frowned
I
upon?
personally don't, because I'm too busy worrying about myself. But I do see competitors come to my booth and walk around cars. See what we got going. Literally, they're like China snapping pictures and bust out.
Oh yeah,
Right.
I've seen that at.
That's why you have to make sure to hashtag everything, because then you own it.
On all of the products that you show at the show, you need to have like a special paint that says hashtag Rago Fabrication. So when someone takes a picture, it comes up like they do on like the traffic cams.
Yeah.
Hashtag I own that. I made that up.
Okay.
All right, we got to come up with that.
You can have it.
But yeah, I was at SEMA one year, and you're absolutely right. There was a group of gentlemen going from booth to booth to booth, just snapping as many pictures as they possibly could, and until somebody walked over and stopped them.
Yeah.
And then at one point I saw there were people working in tandem, and they were distracting the people in the booth, like asking questions while the other one was taking pictures. Oh, it was wicked. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Full on tape measure in their pockets and
Damn,
yeah. That's been a big deal.
It's ruthless. They don't care.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And there's no laws protecting them, or protecting us.
Yeah. So for SEMA is Tuesday through Friday. Are you guys going to go out the weekend before or Monday, or what are you thinking?
It's hard because we have kids, so we're gonna miss Halloween because we're gonna be in transit, and then we have to worry about setting up, which we're not 100% familiar with the process because this is our first time at SEMA. And
Well, here's a piece of advice. Nobody else is familiar with the process either. So if you just stack it on boxes, be like, this is what the booth looks like. No one will know the difference. It's like a wedding. Like when a person at the wedding gets really mad because something didn't go exactly as planned. Nobody else that attended the wedding knew that it was supposed to go planned like that.
Exactly.
Like you'll be fine. Just throw it up. You're fine. I've seen the stuff you guys do. It's always good.
I'm gonna wing it, and nobody will know a difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know where? Have you gotten your booth assignment yet?
Yes. So there's the main off-road building. I forget what it's called, and then the building right next to it. We're in that one, like the overflow.
Okay, so it's not the South Hall.
It's not South Hall.
No, South Hall's the main one.
Okay, yeah.
No, all the big conglomerate corporations bought up all the space in the South Hall, and they're literally eating up real estate. So there's a lot of overflow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's last year, my understanding is that last year there were a handful of companies that pulled out of SEMA before it got canceled. And the way SEMA works is if you're on a list. If you go every year, you're top of the list. The minute you pull out, you lose your spot. So there were a couple large companies that pulled out, and other people came in and bought their spots, so there's going to be a shakeup in advertising this year on like where vehicles and banners and stuff are placed this year.
Yeah, it's going to look super corporate, I think, this year, because the spaces they have, and they own like 6 different companies.
Yeah.
And I don't know if there'll be new products out that we don't know about by now, but we'll see what happens.
I was talking to someone the other day, and they were talking about, featuring vehicles, and I made the comment that it's just going to be a sea of Gladiators and Broncos. Like as far as the eye can see, find something. Yeah.
It's going to be literally like the Bronco puke babies.
Yeah.
All day long. That's it. Bronco.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think there'll be enough frontiers at that point. There'll be some. But there's not going to be like right now, every aftermarket manufacturer is buying a Bronco so that they can outfit it for SEMA, right?
Correct.
Like either a Gladiator or a Bronco.
I already saw a YouTuber. He bought a Bronco, and he's already going to swap it out for a V8, like a V8.
We don't have YouTube money. I'll tell you that. Like the Trail Chaser podcast does not make YouTube money. That's for sure.
We make money.
No, not at all. So are you in your booth? Are you going to be able to feature a vehicle, or is it going to be just products? Or
we're going to bring the 4Runner.
Okay.
And I'm designing products we don't normally design to put on that 4Runner. I hope I don't miss my mark and can complete it. But
no one will know. No one will know if you don't. Just whatever ones you do get done, bolt on. You're good.
Yeah, I'll put on. So I redesigned the front low profile bumper for the 4Runner.
Oh, cool.
And designed I call them wings. They're like the high clearance additions that you can add on there. They're not for sale yet, so that'll be on there. And I designed a roof rack for the 4Runner that's on there currently. So I have to design a rear bumper and almost everything I already make for that thing. So
if you want a rear bumper that looks like a 2x4 sheet piece of metal, I got a prototype sitting up in Big Bear for you. You can check it out while you're there.
I bet.
And Casey,
it'll be cool.
Casey sent a message in the chat. He said it's coming out dope. It is. I'm really impressed with what he's done so far. But at this event, you're just coming out in the truck. You don't have the big trailer. You don't have all the product, any of that stuff.
No, I don't have anything. It's just too taxing. And the trailer full of metal, the Tacoma doesn't have enough balls to pull that thing.
Yeah.
At the speed I want to go. So.
Yeah, I know. It's no Ford Ranger. I get it.
Yeah. The Ford Ranger would be stuck in New Mexico right now. And I guess this is where my show is starting.
I would have pulled over to the fireworks show just to give it some ignition, so I could light the truck on fire.
Yeah. How about lob some mortars at that Ford? More like it.
What else, man? What else is going on with you guys? I feel like it's been forever since we've been able to catch up.
There's a lot going on, but it seems like nothing's going on.
Yeah.
Like there's such transitions, like people are buying products like crazy during COVID. And then we had to produce, so I couldn't design, but I've been like tinkering, right?
Yeah.
So I made a knockdown barbecue just because, and spatula, fork, and just fun stuff I tinker with. And, now SEMA's coming up. It's time to get serious and stop playing around.
Yeah, because it is not far. It is what 8-9 weeks.
3 months.
Oh, 12 weeks. Yeah. So August, September. Yeah, 3 months. It's gonna be quick. So you guys need to put in your requests for work. You're fine. I don't think you're gonna get the time off.
VP guys.
I don't know that Jose is going to be able to get the time off at work. But I'll be there. So you're rolling into town in Big Bear, going to find a nice romantic place to take your wife to dinner for her birthday. Captain's Anchorage is a would you
Never been there. I just heard mom and dad talk about it.
Yeah, there's a restaurant up there right off Moon Ridge called Captain's Anchorage. It's very Big Bear and rustic, but it's got good food. Really good food.
We might do it.
Yeah.
It's California has a lot of nicer restaurants than Texas does.
Oh, really?
Well, where we live, I should say. There's a lot in San Antonio. Nice ones have been popping up, but we pretty much go there because we love to eat.
Yeah.
At like these specialty places, you know.
Yeah, it's funny. I've only been to Texas a handful of times, and it's always been inside the city. And I always in my mind, I picture Texas as like the roadhouse, the random roadhouse with the best, the best barbecue in the world. And no, you roll into Dallas and it's TGI Fridays and Chili's, just like everywhere else.
Yeah.
That's
funny.
It's
so yeah, all that good stuff's happening. I'm just focusing on bigger products, completing vehicles. We have a Lexus GX 470, you know, and I'm going to start working on that after. And you know, honestly, people have been asking me for Nissan products, but I can't get the vehicle.
I got one. I got two for you.
Do I need to drive out to Texas? You can drive back home with a bunch of stuff?
No, look, he's already going to be here. Have him take the Frontier home. Yeah. He leaves the 400 with you, and then you guys swap in a couple weeks.
Laser scan the whole thing.
Yeah. Just 3D scan it, and we'll be good to go.
Well, I've got one. I've got one in
break Casey's heart.
I was going to
be able to fabricate.
I was going to say I've got one in Big Bear that's got most of the stuff already ripped off of it. You don't have to worry about it. That's funny. Yeah, I think the new Frontier, which we will talk about here a little bit later, is going to be a big hit, and I think it's also going to drive more attention to the current version of Frontier.
I think so.
And you know, we love that place. I mean, we love that truck, just like we've talked about a bunch of times.
Yeah, I used to own the 4-door Nissan Frontier, and I loved that thing.
Yeah,
it was essentially almost like a Toyota. It was a perfect car.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like, they don't really invest in off-road very much anymore, like they used to back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping the new. So if you look at the new Pathfinder commercials, it's very like going back to their rugged roots, and I think the effort that they've put into the new Frontier and promoting it as an off-road vehicle, and it's got all of the off-road magazines and channels all over it. I hope that's a return to that Desert Runner, Baja Nissan, legacy.
Yeah, I agree. But the Ford Ranger was supposed to do that too, and they just dropped the ball. So
I don't know that I agree with that. I don't know that I agree with that assessment, sir.
So I haven't seen any built Rangers. I remember at SEMA 2 years ago before COVID, it was all about the Ranger.
Yeah.
And I think they anticipated a bigger return on investment, but I haven't seen it yet.
I see him. There's a Tremor at my work. Somebody owns a Tremor, and there's another Ranger at my work. They're lifted. They're on 33s. There's not like they don't have bumpers, or I think one of them has rock sliders. So I see them once in a while, but not fully.
Yeah,
not
like mine.
Tacoma,
yeah, not like mine. So I
with a bunch of stickers on it. Yeah, I see stickers all
over the time. I will. When I bought mine in January of 2020, I felt like it was the only one around. Like I never saw him. I see him all the time now. I do. I think that whether it be COVID or whatever, there was a delay in the ramp up of the Ranger, and I'm hoping that continues.
I hope so. I mean, it needs a lot of improvement. Like the gasket's pretty much paper thin. So
which gasket?
They need the gas tank skid.
Oh, the gas tank skid.
Yeah. And the calipers stick out pretty far from the rear wheels, so it needs rear protection.
Why are we talking to Mario? Why are we having this conversation? I will say that I trashed.
I think me, Mario, and Jose could have our own show.
Oh, yeah.
Just trash boards every week.
Make me sadder than I already am. The transfer case skid, I will tell you that is gone. That is...
we destroyed that.
I wrecked the shit out of that thing, and I haven't put it back together. So I keep thinking that I'll have Casey make me one, or I'll bend the other one back into shape, and it's sitting in my garage.
There's got to be a ton of them at Pick Apart by now.
There probably is. There probably is. Do you remember where I did it? It was when we were in Johnson Valley at that cleanup. And
Yes.
we came up and over that hill, and you're like, watch out for that crash.
Yeah, you tried following the Frontier, and you had problems.
Well, I made it. I just wrecked the shit out of the skid plate. So yes, I agree. I think there's a room for someone to make a better set of skid plates for the Ford Ranger.
There's always improvement for everything.
Yeah.
What vehicle are you most excited about right now? Either that's already on the market or that's coming out soon.
I saw a spy photo, or I don't know if it's true or not, the potentially new 4Runner, what it's going to look like. It was dangling around Instagram. It looked pretty cool. It didn't look as aggressive, but just it's dynamically different, but still looks good.
Okay.
Pretty sure the whole body is going to be the same. They just updated the front end and probably the interior.
That's not in a negative manner. That's kind of Toyota style, right? I mean, this works.
They do,
so
like,
it's very iterative. It's hey, leave this the same. We're going to make this little tweak and call it brand new. You know what I mean? And they do that for a while. And I would think the 4Runner and the Tacoma are both. The next version of that is just going to be kind of an iterative change.
Yeah, that's that. The Tundra is coming out. I don't know what to think about that yet. The Tundra is not the same dynamic as like the 4Runner or Tacoma. It is a full-size truck. It's a little bit harder to take on those trails, like those tight switchbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, but our very own Jose here is, after today's drive, he drove an F-150 out to drop it off, and I think he's considering a full size now.
Yeah, they are. I mean, my Tundra has so much room; it's disgusting.
It's the best, man.
Yes.
It's the best.
Every time I get in one of the work trucks, I'm like, oh, this is so roomy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so big.
Yeah,
and obviously everybody wants a bigger engine, the smaller vehicle, which they're never going to do. So. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, I could say I should buy a Bronco and work on that, but I feel it's going to be like the JK Jeep, where the popularity, the spiked products came out, and then it kind of whittled away because something else is coming out.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be the hard part.
Trends.
That'd be the hard part, at least from my perspective. The hard part is trying to figure out, from like as an aftermarket parts manufacturer, do you want to go all in and try to get out in front of it, or wait until the wave is over and then come, see what everybody else is doing and then go, I'm going to make something better. Like it seems like it'd be a hard choice to make, because that's a lot of investment up front, hoping that yours hits. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a big. Well, you buy the vehicle, which is just straight up investment. Then you invest in the time and then marketing on it.
Yeah.
But everything's a crapshoot, really.
But I think with the Bronco, it's going to be more of a slow burn, because there's so many people that ordered it and haven't received it yet, because they got so backlogged on just the tops being messed up. And
did you see there was a train that derailed that had a bunch of Ford vehicles in it? There was a bunch of there was a bunch of Ford vehicles in it, and a train derailed. And everybody's like, I was 3 months to the wait list.
I was nowhere near that accident.
where were you?
What were you doing?
You can't pin anything on me.
But yeah, I think with that, I think it's like a safer bet with that one, because it's the burn's going to be for a long time on that thing.
Yeah. And believe it, I used to own a Bronco. I loved them, the older models.
Yeah.
My mom even owned a Bronco too, which was like, but the Broncos are cool as shit.
Yeah.
And I haven't been in the new Bronco. I've seen it just on social media. I haven't driven it. So I'm not the one to judge on, but there is a lot of hype, and if everybody's dropping money on it, then screw it.
Yeah, and I think, to your point, it's been delayed, and I think it's just making everything get all pent up. So once they hit the ground, I think it's just going to be all over. It's going to be, you're going to see all of them at once. Everybody's going to be losing their mind. They're going to be all over social media.
I think it's going to be like the Gladiator again. Now, and the Gladiator has gained traction, obviously, but I remember initially those came out. It was like, I can't believe they want $70,000 or what, some outrageous amount, just because they put some 35s on it or whatever it was, minor mods.
Funny thing,
and they're
is,
getting $65K.
They're still getting $65K without 35.
Well, now, but at first it was like, I didn't it's not like they were flying off the lot. I remember them.
Yeah,
they were kind of stagnant. So,
but
it's
now
probably something similar.
And now you see like 6 of them on your commute to work,
No,
and you're
they're all over the place.
And you're
now.
like, who's spending that kind of money? Like
those people are.
yes, it's nonstop.
There's dedicated Jeepers. They'll die Jeepers, and it doesn't matter if as long as it's deep, they're down the roll.
Well, and look, in all honesty, I mean, going back to 15, 16, when I bought my Tacoma, I needed a truck. I wanted a truck. I was a lifelong Jeep guy. If the Gladiator had existed at the time, I would have bought it. I would, whatever the money was. I want a Jeep and I want a truck. This is what I was going to buy, right? And I think buying the Tacoma was like the start of branching out and seeing what else is out there. But yeah, if the Gladiator existed at that time, I 100% believe I would have
$65,000
at that time. Probably
he would have figured it out.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Wow. How much money do you make?
Not enough.
Is that?
Oh, it's that YouTube money, right?
It's the YouTube money. Yes,
Is that where the YouTube money's going?
That's where it's going.
Yes.
Oh shit!
So what I do is when the payment comes in, I send them a link to the latest video and be like, "Now tell me, is it still $500? Like, how much credit do I get for this video?" I don't think it works quite that way.
Am I in any of those videos? Because
no. Because then it's like, okay, look, I'll pay extra for you because Matt is involved.
Maybe you should get your kids and do those Nerf War videos.
Yes,
they have like 125 million followers.
Oh my! I'm sure you've got kids. You know, a couple of your kids are my kids' age, and those YouTube channels with some of those families that do you're like, this is at one point you're like, as a parent, this is horrible. I can't believe it. And then the next point, you're like, wait a minute, how many millions of views? How many cents per million? Like, my daughter's cute. Let's put her on screen and see what happens. It is ridiculous.
I don't get it either because none of it makes sense. Like some of look, Nerf Wars, that sounds pretty good. I've never seen this, but it sounds exciting. Like, maybe that's good. And kids love watching that stuff. But I've seen some other shit. Like, I don't get it.
No.
Why are they watching this?
I've had to tell Presley.
This is crazy.
I've had to tell Presley, turn this off. We're not watching this. Turn this off. And then I'll go in to our YouTube profile and click the do not suggest this video ever again.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah. You're like, this is YouTube's dangerous. Keep your kids off YouTube.
At least the YouTube here.
Yeah.
For my ass.
And Matt's computer, his specific YouTube algorithms have been dialed in specific to his desires.
It's like a different look. There's YouTube at my house, like on my tablet, and it's very different than the YouTube.
It's like airplanes and cars.
Yeah, at my house. No, it's bands and music and whatever. Right. Over here, it's other things.
Yeah. Somehow at my house, he is on his computer in the studio. He's curated a very specific feed on YouTube.
I didn't curate it. Somebody else curated it for me. And I didn't know they knew me so well.
Yes, apparently. Well, what else do we need to know about this Pure 4x4 event? I'm kind of bummed that we didn't know it was happening, although I wouldn't be available to go to it this weekend anyways. But it looks like it's a cool event.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't know either. But that's why I'm excited to go check it out, and for the first time. Mm-hmm. Like I said, my marketing team tells me, I'm like, okay, let's do it, and and then they ask if I could drive down there. And so I made time for it.
Do you want to go on the other side of the lake and help me and Casey fabricate a bumper for my truck? Because since you're in town,
my wife would be mad. She'd be mad because I'm not designing products on my own.
Yeah,
now I'm designing for you guys.
It's like research.
This is R&D.
Frontier. Yeah, it's Frontier R&D.
It's R&D with some Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Oh no, whatever beer you like.
How funny.
So I originally called hit you guys up so we can talk about wiring.
Oh, what's wiring?
Vehicle wiring.
What's happening?
And so there's a lot of misconceptions, I think, about vehicle wiring. I had a customer call me the other day, and he's like, hey, look, he was asking me a bunch of questions because he was new and he rewired his car initially in the beginning, and he didn't want to rip it out and redo it. But now he's been overlanding for like 3 years. And I just want to discuss it so people don't get into those binds.
Oh yeah,
new
do
people.
it. That's
Yeah, go for it.
because I think a lot of people grab the closest speaker wire and run that to their accessories.
You totally. So what do people, when they're new, what they do? They put ditch lights and LED brackets in the bumper and all that, and just simple things. So normally there's 3 things people buy, and those are mostly lights. And as they progress, they get into bigger things like a refrigerator, right?
Mhm.
Or dual battery
So now
setups.
you need a wiring system to do that. But a lot of people, which I see, is they're buying like Switch Pros and stuff like that. And then instead of Switch Pros going to the device, there's a distribution block in between. So it goes from the Switch Pros to a distribution block to the product. And it seems redundant.
Yeah, Switch
Isn't that
Pros
what the Switch
is
Pro-
the distribution block. It
is.
And it's this.
It's
if
like,
I recall, the Switch Pros has a fusible link in it and everything already, right?
Yeah, it has a internal fuse. It is its own relay system.
Yeah.
Transfers power, but people are still putting other devices after it. And I don't know if you guys seen it, because it looks cool when it's all this stuff is wired, but it's redundant and it's a waste of time and money to boot.
Yeah, and every point of connection, whether it be a junction block or a wire nut or a splice, every point of connection is a point of failure. So if you don't need to add a distribution block or a separate connecting point, to me that it's that much less opportunity for water to get in and corrosion, that much opportunity for something to jiggle loose. To me that makes sense.
Have you guys seen those pictures online where
No.
they have like the whole like power trays and all that stuff?
No.
And all that wiring? No. You guys need to change that algorithm.
Well, let me ask you: was the wiring switch wearing tight pants? Because other than that, it won't be on Matt's TV.
Because I'll tell you what, it's not going to get on my algorithm unless it does.
So, you guys obviously don't wire much, huh?
Not unless we have to.
No.
AC,
air
alternating current.
Yeah.
Right.
In the Tacoma,
you did controls. Forever, so.
I a good portion of my life was wiring low voltage, but in the Tacoma, I wired up my lights, my my winch, I did all that myself. I had a outlet in the back. So in the Ford, I haven't had to. I mean, I really haven't added enough accessories to do something with it. I will soon. I have a fridge I want to put in back, but I haven't done it yet.
So do you wire it from scratch, or do you get it like a triggering system?
I've done it from scratch. Right off of the. I have used distribution blocks because I didn't have Switch Pros with a fusible link to the battery, right? Using the right, I forget what size gauge it was. From the battery to the winch, and then from the for the lights and stuff, it just depends on how I'm wiring it. I did buy one of those. It wasn't the Switch Pros, but it was one of those generic. No, it was even before I knew about the trigger controller. Before we met Rory and those guys, it was a generic off of Amazon, and it's never been installed. It's still in the box in my garage. But no, I did. I bought it for the Tacoma, and it's still sitting there because I never installed it. So I think it just depends on what type of accessory. But what would you say is the best way to do it?
Well, I kind of explained to everybody, like I'd say there's 2 types of people. There's people that don't know about wiring and want to learn from it. And there's people who just want it wired and don't want to have to deal with it, right? So the first person is the person who's going to buy the Blue C and hook up their own fuses, and where you're going to put all these relays and as they're learning. But now there's people like me that I don't even want to wire it. I'll just buy the Switch Pros, and I want it as clean as possible with all that wiring mess. But I try to explain to people, choose which person you are, because they're both the same cost in the end. Yeah. Because all that stuff you buy, the Blue Cs, it's not cheap. And then it ends up being the same cost as the Switch Pros.
Yeah.
That has an app on the phone. You can control the on-off, the pulse, the button positions. And so I don't, there's people now, especially in Southern California, that do wiring, like Wire by Greg.
Yeah.
He's by you guys, and sponsored by Wifey does wiring.
Yep.
It's so common now.
Yeah, and there's a lot for certain vehicles and certain accessories. There's already wiring harnesses ready to go, right? They can plug into the existing, I'll call them Molex connectors from the factory and get your fog lights and the whole thing. And, when it comes to wiring, simple is better in most cases. Like I said, eliminate as many of the connection points as possible. And yeah, it's when you start changing. So going back to like the older Jeeps, the CJs and stuff, when I was 19, 20, we stabbed as many steak-ons as we possibly could onto the battery looked like it was exploding with different wires coming out in every direction, right? And you don't realize that every time you do that, you're compromising the integrity of everything else in the system. So then when the Jeep wouldn't work, you're like, well, shit, let's take these 10 wires off and see if that's one of it, and then see if we can get the vehicle started again, right? You learn from those mistakes. But
oh my gosh, I get those customers and they're like, hey, look, they're tapping into the factory fuse box, like under the engine bay.
Yeah,
Please do not do that.
Or have you seen the one where they take the wire, they strip it back, and then they push the fuse in and push the wire in to hold it, and the fuse comes out? Have you ever seen that? No. Oh yeah. I need to tap off the fuse, so they just strip the wire back and push the fuse in and use that to push the wire in, and that's powering the power leg going out.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a buddy that's
smart.
I had a buddy that he wanted his CB to work off the ignition, and that's how he accomplished it. He found a wire that was hot off the ignition and
I found it. Oh my God. Well, you know what? That just keeps our mechanics and our electrical experts busy. Thank God for those people.
Yeah. Or the fire department.
Of course. When your truck is a smoldering wreck on the side of the road, you got to go buy a new Ranger or Tacoma or whatever. Thank goodness.
Yeah, it's just hilarious. Because I'm a manufacturer, I get random questions all the time. We make air compressor mounts, so we sell the air compressor with it. But then they call me for wiring advice, and technically, that's not our job, but I'll help out the person who has some sort of electrical background, because if you give advice to someone that doesn't have any knowledge, it's going to be all my fault.
Exactly. Yeah. Then they're calling you. Hey man, you told me red and black go together, and that's what I did, and now my truck's on fire. I would. Excuse me, sir.
Let me tell you.
You misheard me.
Tell you one of my favorite wiring stories. Like, so early 19, 20, 21, the only wiring I had done was Christmas lights with my dad and stuff on my vehicle, on my Jeep, right? And my dad taught me red is hot, black is not. Okay, great. So I get into the air conditioning trade, and I'm up in the attic.
Oh, man.
I'm up in the attic, and one of my mentors, a guy that I still talk to today, 20-some years later.
How many circuit boards did you go
says we're trying to wire up the outlet for the furnace up in the attic, and he's like, "Do you know how to do electrical?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I've done a bunch of it." He's like, "All right, do you know how to blah blah blah." I'm like, "Yeah, red is hot, black is not." And he's like, "Where'd you hear that?" I said, "My dad." He said, "I'm sorry to tell you this, kid, but your dad's trying to kill you." and so I called my dad, and he's like, "That was just for vehicles. That's not how it works." My buddy Tom thought for sure my dad was trying to kill me.
Well, it's probably 220 volt too.
It's a very different world when you're between vehicles, 12 volt DC and AC work.
It totally is. After the Navy, I went to housing industrial electrical school.
Okay.
So I could learn all that. And my mind was blown just on the color differences.
Yes.
Because then we were remodeling our house before, and I was trying to apply the same theories in vehicles, and shit did not work.
Yeah, no.
It was completely wrong.
and when you start getting into commercial electrical and they start throwing brown and orange and yellow in there, you're like, oh, this is all weird. This is all, it's all funky.
They put three pole switches in there and then all this other crap.
Yeah.
I had some kid call me. He was one of my helpers back in the day, and he was replacing a thermostat. So this is probably 7 years after we had worked together. And he's like, yeah, Matt. So he's trying to tell me, like, red, power, blue, common, there's like the 5 wires. There's
red, white, blue, yellow, green.
Yeah, exactly. And so green blower, that's like the typical way to do it. And he's like, yeah, so I don't have continuity in the green wire and I can't get the blower to come on. Yeah, how many wires? Is it like 8-strand wire? Yeah. Okay, use a black one. Yeah, but it's black. Yeah, the electricity doesn't care, dude. It doesn't matter. If you want, put some green tape around it if that makes you feel better. But
I 100%. So what he's talking about is on a thermostat to this day, they don't have the terminals are marked R, W, Y, G, red, white, yellow, green, right?
C.
And C. So you're taught R is red for power, white is white for heater, yellow is for cooling, and green is for fan. I remember looking at changing out a thermostat going, holy shit, what's this orange wire supposed to do? Why was it landed on the green terminal? This will never work.
Or what'll really mess you up is there's an O terminal, like for a reversing valve or something, and you put that orange wire in there and it ain't doing shit.
Yep. HVAC Talk 101. So the point being, wiring is complicated. If you're not good at it, reach out to somebody that is, or at least do your research before you start plugging.
But I mean, that's like so nowadays everybody watches YouTube. I do it. Like, I pulled my, my Hilti apart, my RAM set, for shooting pins a few years ago, and I was having trouble. I cleaned it out really good and I couldn't get it back together. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this thing? So Hilti has a YouTube channel and, this is how you put it back together. And it was like, wow, thank God for this YouTube. Hilti had a YouTube channel because it was that quick and easy to put it back together. And people take that, going onto YouTube, I'm going to rebuild my V8 and they're going to watch a video. And it's like,
wait. We did it. The three of us did it on YouTube trying to rebuild the front axle of his truck. And we watched 12 seconds at a time and paused it.
Yeah, but we have experience turning wrenches and there's some people that are like, yeah, I'm not going to pay somebody, $1,000 to do this. I'll just watch YouTube and do it myself. Okay. That's the type of person you need to assess. Are you capable or not?
There is some sort of responsibility when you're altering a stock vehicle away from stock. Like, you literally should educate yourself because you can get in a bad situation in the worst time, in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're going out and spending $30,000 to $60,000 on this truck, right? If you're going to spend that kind of money, don't put in half-ass shitty wiring and ruin your investment. You know what I mean? Like, make sure that you're either doing it correctly or you've got someone doing it for you.
Yeah, I had a customer. Not that I'm bashing on customers or anything, but this customer bought my air compressor mount, and that's cool. And then he got it. He went to go install it. And he's like, hey, I have a supercharger. Why doesn't it fit? I'm like, well, how do I know you have a supercharger? I don't have your car. Pop the hood, take a quick peek. And if there's stuff in the way, obviously it's not going to fit. They were mad because I didn't put it on my website. I don't have a supercharger. Not many people do. Yeah. It's like an anomaly type thing.
Hey, my truck is red. How come the compressor doesn't match my red truck?
Yeah. There's some sort of responsibility you as a automotive owner should realize, or call. And so I normally have them take pictures of that area and send it to me, and so I can analyze it the best I can. But it's just something to think about if you're going to be in off-road.
Yeah, and
tools are going to be involved.
And that's a good point. Every modification will impact your ability to or need to do another modification, right? So if you put a turbocharger on there, you may not have room for an air compressor. If you put an air compressor on, you can't put a turbocharger on. If if you mount a giant bumper, you can't put this piece on there. I mean, that's the whole, like, the idea of think about your build beforehand, where you want to go with it, and not like, well, I have $95 and this is in my Amazon cart, so I'm going to buy it now.
Yeah, totally. I put the front bumper on the 4Runner, and all I had was a crappy spacer lift. And with the winch on there and all that 4Runner it dives. So I hit the brake and it literally dives. so bad, and the steering is so darty because you have to redo the alignment after that.
Yeah.
And I don't care because I don't ever drive it, but it's horrible to drive. And, you know.
But you're not. But you're not calling the people that made the bumper, or I mean, that made the puck lift. Be like, how come my bumper doesn't work right now with your lift? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I right now I'm only yelling at King because they won't give me shocks till next year.
Oh no.
to fix it.
Yeah, I think that's everybody. Everybody is trying to get parts right now.
We got some icons, so it's going to go on there. But
nice.
But
Good
those
choice.
are the things people need to be talk about. I don't think people talk about the non-cool stuff like that because it's not cool.
Yeah.
But it's the non-cool stuff that will save you from spending more money or getting out of a bind.
Mm-hmm. And the non-cool stuff, like to your point, is if you don't pay attention to it, it will get you in trouble at the worst time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. And then especially if you're a daily driver, the last thing you want to do is piss off your boss because your car keeps on braking.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
And
Jose, or you keep locking your keys in your car.
Second time, dude.
That's why that's when you ask for a raise, because that piece of shit you've been driving because you can't. Look, man, I'm trying to get to work. I don't make enough money to get a new car. You son of a bitch.
That's an interesting approach. I don't know how I would.
That's the approach I would take.
Is that exactly?
Yeah. I might not say you son of a bitch, but you know.
That's funny.
So having tools in your car is just as important, and knowing how to fix it. Because if you don't have cell reception, there's no YouTubing that. You know.
Yep.
Yeah. What to do when car on fire?
Yeah. First thing you do is you buy that cell phone booster.
Yeah.
The Wii Boost.
The Wii Boost.
Your first wiring project.
Oh man. Well, dude, it looks like it's dark there now. It was light when you guys pulled over.
Yeah, I'm still in that shitty parking lot here.
Wait, I will tell you, you had way better reception in a shitty New Mexico fireworks parking lot than I thought you would.
Than I have at Cody's house.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's so.
Well, we have a Wii Boost, so
all right.
So our iPad has a Wi-Fi connection, so we watch TV while we drive across the country.
No, you don't. That's because that would be ill-advised.
Well, my wife's watching TV. On
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
She's watching while you're driving. That's better.
It is her birthday. Yeah.
I know. So what is she watching on her birthday? What show is she binging on the way over here?
You're gonna laugh. We're watching The Farmer Wants a Wife on Hulu.
What the hell is the farmer?
Isn't there a website for that?
Tell me it's not a farmer dating like the farmer version of The Bachelor.
It is, but it's from Australia.
Wow.
Oh no! It sounds so horrible. I kind of want to watch it.
It's pretty epically horrible.
They got accents. So it
Oh
makes it better.
man!
It's even funnier. They use different words and all that. It's
Oh,
hilarious.
the farmer wants a wife. That's I'm gonna have to check that
Pretty
out.
head-on like marketing, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what is the show about? There's a farmer that wants a wife.
Oh, shit.
Okay, but he's Australian.
Oh, now I'm
okay.
interested. Yes,
All right.
now.
All
Yeah.
right.
That's funny. You could do that with just about any TV show. Yeah, we've already seen that, but in Australia.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now I'm in.
Shit,
Now I'm in.
okay, yeah.
It's a game show where people try to guess the letters across the. Oh yeah, we've seen.
Yeah.
But it's in Australian.
Yeah.
Different words.
Different words.
Oh,
words,
yeah,
yeah.
of course. Yeah, that makes it more interesting.
How funny.
So the point of the story: get a pad and get Hulu on it,
Yes, and a Wii Boost.
and a Wii Boost.
Yeah, I need to do that. Well, dude, what else, man? I mean, I'm super. You guys are great. I mean, every time we get to hang out with you guys, it's a lot of fun. You know, I next time you're out, and when we get to SEMA, I want to make sure we get to connect and hang out. What else is going on in Rago world that people need to know about?
That's pretty much it. Go hit it if we're at shows and anybody happen to be at the shows, hit us up. You know, we're there to hang out. We're not selling product, so it's a different rat race. And I just want to talk to people, talking about products. You know, what they likes and dislikes about anything in general, just like we're doing here.
Yeah,
and connect with them. There's a lot of stuff on the market, and it's a lot of regenerated products. So there's not much new coming out because everybody's copying everybody. Like I can't imagine how many sliders there are in the market right now. It's unbelievable, and they all look similar. You know.
yeah, and then
China will be making sliders soon.
Yeah. Yeah. And then with new products like the Frontier and the Bronco and those things coming out, it's going to be like we had talked about. It's either going to be the first wave of people all coming out with something, and then or the iterative the wave afterwards. It's a little bit different because because think about it. I mean, if you're a manufacturer, we'll use sliders as an example. I would suspect that if you've been making JK or JL sliders for the last 5 years, you get a Bronco, you're going to go, okay, hold those up there. Trim it on either side, and where's the brackets going to go, right? I mean, you're not going to retool everything to make it different. You're just going to go, like I said, chop the brackets up,
modify what you have.
Yeah, exactly. And then you're like, look, first one to market, because it's this. You know what I mean? I don't know that there's going to be a lot of innovation at the beginning.
That Bronco has, like, the front bumper was designed to work, So I'm excited to see what designs people are coming out with that looks better than that front bumper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it looks worse, then why even change it?
Yeah. Well, come on. We've seen some people that do some things to their vehicles that are definitely worse. And you're like, that was a bad decision. You shouldn't have done that. I'm looking at you, Angry Eyes. I'm looking at you. People will do it. Even if it looks worse, people will do it.
Yeah. I think in my opinion, because I'm always like in the mix and watching Instagram, there's like a lull in the market for new designs and new thought process on different products, because there's not innovation coming out, I guess.
Well, wouldn't that be? I would almost think that lull would be parallel to the lifespan of the cycle of a vehicle. So the Gen 2 Tacoma comes out, right? And everybody over the course of 10 years, 15 years that it was out, there's so many different designs you can come up with. And towards the last couple years of that truck, you're going to go like, look, they're going to phase this thing out in 5 years. I've already got 2 products that fit on it. Why am I going to waste any more time? I can't do anything different, right? And that drops. And then the Gen 3 Tacoma comes out. Okay, now let's ramp up. Let's get that going. And now the Gen 3 Tacoma's been out for 6 years now, almost. And
since 2016.
Yeah, so 5 years. And so now you're like, okay, well, we've beat the crap out of that thing. What else can we do? Let's wait till the next one come out. Is there some of that? Is that happening in the aftermarket where if a vehicle's been out long enough, there's only so many things you can do to it?
I don't think so, because people's as technology grows, people's wants change. So I'll give you an example, right? On the Tacoma, I did the center console with the bridge.
Oh yeah,
So you can mount the pad on there. You can take the bridge off and use it if you want to or not want to. So that's a product that is catered to a change in technology. That's why I can. My wife can watch the pad as we drive.
Good
and
point.
Not be up in the glass,
Good point.
And so that's one thing. Like we did the Molly panels, but then we came out with the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
That was a thing we solved because the 4Runner had no room.
Mm-hmm.
There's little things like that, but things like that are not happening across the market.
And that's a really good point, Mario, because like those types of innovations are so everybody's going to come out with the bumper right away and the sliders right away and all that stuff.
Right.
But making the vehicle more functional for more overlanding, for capacity, for whatever, that's now, it's like honing in on perfecting a vehicle over time. And, that's a really good point. I didn't think about that. Because that's one of the things. I mean, let's think about
right there. Like, you didn't think of that. He did.
Oh, I know. That's why he's he, and that's why we're sitting here in my studio.
No, I know. But my point was, before you just ran off, you can sell that and say, yeah, have you thought about mounting your tablet like in front on this mount or whatever? Wow, I didn't even know I needed something like that. Mm-hmm. And then boom, now they're looking at other stuff. Like, well, what other stuff do you offer? What other accessories can I get into? To help my addiction to overlanding.
Well, and think about 10 years ago, the idea of mounting a phone in front of you someplace while you're driving. I mean, whatever. If you had a phone 10, 15 years ago, you didn't need it. Now we don't go anywhere without hitting.
You'd have to have a structural engineer Like, because phones were so much bigger. Remember those,
Yeah.
those Nextels? They were like,
Nextels weighed
it was like
40 pounds.
It was like a brick.
Yeah,
you know?
you got in the truck and went, fuck this thing, and you threw it in the bag. But my point is now, I mean, everybody, your phone is Bluetooth to your stereo, and it's using as your maps. Like, so now
I hate Bluetooth. I hate Bluetooth because it goes from my stereo to my computer.
Because yours
to my
every time I call him
to
and he's
my
in his
watch,
truck,
it's like, stop it.
every time you call him in the truck, you never know what's going to happen. It's like, God damn it, it didn't connect again.
You're talking to my truck.
Yeah.
You're talking to my computer. Like, if it's so smart, why can't it tell what I want it to talk to me on?
But yeah, that's a really good point. Like making that more functional. And right now, I have one of those magnets for my phone. Fucking thing every time it falls.
Honestly, I have the so I had the quick. Was it the? I want to call it quick fist, but it's not. The RAM with the RAM
mounts. Yeah,
the X one that they make.
Yeah,
and I probably dialed 911 accidentally because those pins hit the right buttons.
Oh,
and it calls dispatch. So, and then on top of it, like, I don't watch music videos while I drive. You know, I definitely don't do that. So I have the Pro Armor, and it's cool because with the phone mounted, I can choose whatever vertically and then immediately turn it horizontally, and it just pivots on a ball. And it comes off easy, and it won't dial 911.
That's very cool.
And it's on a magnet. I wish they're not very popular in the overlanding market, but it's the best mount on the market because what I like to do.
Not watch music videos.
Yeah.
I watch music videos.
Sitting on the 405, I gotta see that Alice in Chains video again for the 25,000th time. Like, and then bam, that's what I gotta do.
And what was the name of that mount?
It's Pro Armor.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
It's Mob Armor. I apologize, Mob Armor.
Mob Armor. Okay, we have Mob Armor stickers on the wall back here. We got one of the events.
They're in California by the beach.
Yeah.
So that's a cool that mount is it's an awesome mount. It's a magnetic base, but I won't put a magnetic plate on my back of my phone. There's different versions of it, but the conventional one that holds the iPhone is the shit.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Mob Armor. Cool. Well, you know, it's funny. I kind of initially thought since you were driving, this was just going to be a quick 15-minute check-in. How you doing? and here we are, an hour later. But I'm totally cool with it. Yeah. And somehow your wife has been able to stay off camera and off mic most of the time. That's not like her.
She's watching the Farmer Show.
She's watching the Farmer Show with her headphones in.
I'm not watching the Farmer Show. I'm just making sure everybody's on their best behavior.
No, okay. That's not going to happen with this group. You know that.
I'm supervising you guys.
Well, we need as much supervision as we can get.
We've already cussed like a bunch of times.
That's funny.
What were you What were you preventing? Like, that's what I really want to know.
I'm not sure at this point.
Nice.
So yeah, if there's any new trends coming out, you'd be sure to let me know.
Ranger, it's all Ranger. It's all Ranger all the time.
80 series Land Cruiser.
So I make a CB antenna mount for the Ranger, believe it or not, but it requires drilling. And then I designed a bed rack for the Ranger, which we never sold. And I designed a rear Ranger Molly panels for the back, which we never sold. And
you mean you never put them up, or nobody bought them?
No, we never put them up for sale.
How come?
You couldn't buy them because we never produced them.
How come?
I wanted to have a more conclusive product line before I even attempted that vehicle.
Got it.
But I didn't see as much traction as I thought it was going to do, so I never tried to hunt down a Ranger to complete those products. But so if you come up to Texas,
Yeah, if you need help drilling holes in your Ranger, Cody, right here.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, we have some friends that just moved to McKinney, Texas. I have no idea how far away that is from you, and they're trying to get us to come out there sometime soon. But I don't see it happening this year. Not this year. Too many other things going on, is what I'm saying. Yeah, I love my Ranger. I do think that it had a slow start. I'm hoping that it continues the momentum it's on. I don't know how much of the momentum from the Ranger is going to be stolen by the Bronco. Like if you're a Ford guy and you wanted an off-road vehicle, you were looking at the Ranger and then you go, wait a minute, that Bronco's coming out, you know. But we'll see. I think they serve two demographics. If I can ever get my Ranger paid off, I will definitely buy a Bronco next. You know, well, I say that, but I would think about it. But I'm a long ways away from paying off the Ranger, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll see how long the Broncos last. If they don't break down or anything like that, you know.
Fire.
There's gonna be warranty claims coming out.
They're not gonna let them on trails because their flame, their propensity to catch fire and start forest fires. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was because of the customer wiring.
Right.
There's a lot to be said about, you know, the first run of a vehicle. You know, everybody has an opinion on that, and you know, does the Gen 2 or at least 2 years in have a better chance of success than the first one? But I am hoping that Ford did their homework and prepared for everything. I mean, they're really the marketing is really making you believe that. They're making you believe that they've beat the crap out of this thing and tested it. But you know, we'll know once people get their hands on it. It's
going to be just like the government, but those are the same people that made the Ford Escort. So
I had a Ford Escort, and I loved my Ford Escort. I had a 1990 Ford Escort, and I was cool. Just ask me. No, it's the coolest car, dude. We had a conversation about the Ford Escort not long ago, and I went on Craigslist to see if I could find one. just to buy one for nostalgia.
Stop. You're killing it.
I'll make it my commuter vehicle.
You might as well get that VW Rabbit that looked like a duck.
Yes.
The convertible style.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
That was my first car, was that Plymouth Champ. Was very
duck-like?
Yeah, very duck-like.
That's funny. All right, I'll let you guys go.
Well, I'll let you go. We'll let you guys. You gotta. How much further you're driving before you're stopping for the night?
I usually just sleep in the car for a couple hours and then continue whenever I wake up.
Okay.
So,
well, hopefully, you get some sleep and make it into Big Bear with no issues. And like I said, my brother's up there if something comes up, and hopefully you find a place to hang out until you have to go camp with the group. So the event is the Pure 4x4. You can find it at Eventbrite. It looks like it's sold out with the exception of maybe some RV spots. 2-night stay. So the tickets, the 2-night stay, best value 2-night stay does look like it's available. So that's for Friday and Saturday night. So you can go get that. The 1-night stay, just Saturday night, is sold out. So you can still go for $150. You can go get a 2-night stay in Big Bear and camp with the Rago fam and everybody else that's going to be there. And there's a lot of people going to be out there. So, dude, thanks for coming on to tell us about it. Thanks for the show topic about wiring, because we didn't have anything to talk about tonight. And thanks for hanging out with us. We appreciate it.
For sure. I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye, guys. Bye, Melissa. You guys be safe.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Hey, are you looking to upgrade your PC, whether it be for gaming or for video production or whatever your needs are? Go to evga.com and check out their products. They make top-of-the-line graphics cards, power supplies, gaming keyboards, audio cards, cooling systems, accessories, cases, motherboards, you name it, they've got what you need to build a PC. They've stepped up and help us build a really solid machine for the streaming that we've been doing on YouTube. And if it wasn't for these guys, we'd still be fumbling around trying to figure it out. Please support them. Go to evga.com At checkout, use the code Trailchasers, and you can get up to 10% off anything you purchase. So go to evga.com, use the checkout code Trailchasers to get a discount. Thanks, EVGA.
You're listening to a 4x4 Radio Network podcast.
The Trailchasers podcast is a member of the 4x4 Radio Network. If you want more off-road shenanigans in your ear holes, go to 4x4radionetwork.com to hear episodes of the Jeep Talk Show, the 4x4 podcast, the Center Steer podcast, and On the Trail with Kevin and Scott. All right. Well, thanks to Mario and Melissa for joining. That was cool. Like I said, I thought it was going to be a 15-minute conversation and ended up being an hour-long talk, but super, super good to catch up with them.
It's been a long time.
It has been.
A couple of years, I want to say.
Has it really been that long? I don't think. Maybe. I mean, it's been a while, but I feel like we haven't interacted with anybody but ourselves in a while.
I was going to say, hey, do you guys recognize me? I have a beard now. So it's been a long time since
I'm trying.
Jose's trying. Hey, Jose's on the show. Like, yeah. I don't know how long it's been. Hey, here's Jose. He's here.
Nissan Frontier pricing.
Yeah, I was going to say I would like to make an announcement. I'd like to congratulate Jose on finally joining the Trident of
three-headed something, huh?
the three-tip Trident of death. With that Frontier coming out today, I mean, did you put the order in? You put the order in, right?
No, I have not.
What are you talking about?
He's not going to do it.
$38,000 for that Frontier.
How much?
For the Pro 4X.
38 for the Pro 4X.
They're not including the destination charge of $1,200.
Hey.
Okay, look, it's still $20,000 less than a Gladiator.
Isn't it made here? Like, where are they destinating
You're negative
from?
as shit. I don't like this. I expected to have a receipt already, like a complete build of everything.
I don't know. How do you go about that? Like, do you like this new Frontier that's coming out? Like, can you go and like buy it, like order it already?
Somebody in, I think, the chat room said, or maybe it was Adam on Instagram, was saying that they tried to go in and build in price.
Okay.
And it's not available yet.
No, you can't build in price yet.
Yeah.
But, if you went to the dealership right down the street from your house.
It is right there.
You'd probably walk in there and go, hey, what are my
Frontier?
What are my Frontier options, sir?
Well,
and then they'll
treat you like royalty. You're like, oh my God, if someone wants to buy Frontier.
Jose's already set up to get updates on the Frontier. I know that because I signed him up.
I got subscribed to updates.
Look, guys, I have about $10,000 to drop right now. Can you guys build me a Frontier or not?
Yep.
Dude, they'll do it. They'll write it down on a piece of notepad paper.
Yeah.
We're sending this right into Tennessee or wherever they're putting them together. For sure.
It is Tennessee.
Yeah, no, I know. I own a Nissan. But as far as that price point, come on.
It's definitely
and it's not they're going to mark that shit up. It's going to end up being around.
That's the problem.
42, whatever.
Well,
that's
the fully loaded one that everyone's been like touting on
is 44.
On YouTube, it's 44 grand. I mean, but that's for a fully loaded.
Yeah, that's the Tacoma was 45, 46 grand 4 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? We and Jose and I, during one of our breaks at work, we're looking at a website. we're looking at a website, and no joke, we started doing some pricing. No joke. Right now, with this pricing release, right now the best bang for buck is the Ford Ranger. You can still get the Ford Ranger for under 40 with the FX4 package. Then this one comes in solid next at 40, 42 for the Pro 4X.
But I wouldn't want leather interior.
Yeah, I'm indifferent.
Yeah,
whatever.
And then
I guess if it was already ready to go on the lot and it had the leather, I'd be like, all right, I'll pay that extra grand, whatever. But if you were putting it together and it was like $1,500 or $1,000 for leather, I don't need it.
I don't need it.
Sure.
But yeah, you're right. If it's on the lot already, and it has that,
all right, I'll pay for it.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, bang for your buck. It's dude, they're doing it.
It came in way less than I thought it was going to be.
Consider
and my suggestion is, in 6 months, it ain't going to be 40.
Exactly.
In 6,
you don't think so? No. It's going to be higher?
Yeah. 100%.
I think if the initial wave, like, all right, you guys, If you guys want to support us, we'll give it to you at this price.
And we're talking the Pro 4X model.
Yeah.
That SV and the lower end models, you're still getting that nice looking truck.
Under 40.
For 29 or whatever, you know, and people are going to snap those up. Not everybody's looking to go four-wheeling and looking for the top-notch stuff. They're just looking at how good that truck looks. What do I got to do to get that truck? I don't care about the accoutrement. Just get me in that truck, and I'll put a lift, or they'll do their stuff just like Tacomas. You know, you still see that stuff.
I make you a deal. You go buy one, I'll go buy one.
I mean, I already have the color spec'd out. It's that Baja Storm color.
We'll do all four. We'll turn the Trident into a pitchfork.
I don't even know what that is. It's like
the pitchfork. The four pitchfork.
Why are you doing that with your hands? Like, what's happening there? That's one finger for each of us.
And you and I will just smoke Matt and Casey the whole time and make them jealous.
I mean, I guess we'd have to bow down to you guys.
Yes.
You know.
I mean, it's gone like rave reviews. Like they're saying, like, yeah, it was worth the wait. This is exactly what it needed. It's competing with the Tacoma off road.
Oh, they're saying it's past everything I read through different Motor
seating,
Trend and whatever
seating
it was.
Is better. Like
it's past the Tacoma. It's you know, as far as comfort and things like that.
Even the screen, like the Apple CarPlay.
And I'll being completely honest, like if Matt and Casey didn't have a Frontier and this truck came out, I'd be like, man, it's a good looking truck, but it's a Nissan. Like, who knows anything? Why would you buy a Nissan? After watching him beat the shit out of that Frontier,
that's like the biggest selling
for the last 2 years. I'm like, dude, it's a fucking Nissan. You gotta get one of those.
Oh, bro, my wife has a Nissan Versa. She bought brand new in 2011. All we've ever done is just brakes and oil change, and that thing runs great.
No, and
fluids, but I'm just saying, like, it runs, dude. It runs as good as it did brand new.
Everything's word of mouth. Everything is, you know, people go on the internet, and you kind of get pigeonholed. I don't want to say pigeonholed, but when I bought the Frontier, I did some deep research because it was, well, I don't have a game, you know, I'm not loyal to any brand.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for bang for your buck because I'm going to beat this thing because I know me. You saw my old dirt bike. You know,
I'm surprised my sister is still around, to be honest with you. I mean, she needs to be.
She doesn't walk around very good anymore. She's not as mobile as she used to be.
But yeah, her back's going out. But,
I certainly did my research and everything. And again, to me, like from where my history with Toyotas and Nissans or Datsuns even is they were equivalent back in the day.
Yeah,
you know?
I don't know what
the only thing that made Toyota better in the 80s is Iron Man. You know, Ivan Stewart won a bunch of championships. You know, the trophy trucks and all that stuff. But you know, when seeing those trucks side by side, the hard bodies against the old Toyotas, they were like equal. There was nothing. There was no standout, and so. That just kind of Toyota carried on and did a good job of formulating that.
They marketed
it. That's the difference. Yeah. That's at some point.
We've said that.
Yeah. At some point, Toyota went, we're going to be badass. And Nissan was like, we're comfortable with being a fleet vehicle in a Gardner truck. Like, it's like that's.
Yeah, here though. But in other parts of the world, they make great,
I'm just saying at some point, Nissan was okay with that.
Yeah.
And so they got pigeonholed because they allowed themselves to be seen as that kind of vehicle. This is their we're coming back, right? I mean, I honestly, and going back to the 90s, the Nissans and the Toyotas, I had buddies that had the Toyota truck and the Nissan. I always liked the Nissan better. The Toyota, there was a period where everything was super rounded and bulbous, and like I didn't like it as much. The Nissan was still square and rigid, and and I always liked that style better.
Yeah.
But I think this new truck is going to, as long as it's stable and solid, it's going to be a home run.
It has the looks, you know, it's got the flash. That'll sell. It just has to be like every other Nissan that, or at least, you know, my comprehension of what a Nissan is. It's a very solid, well-built truck. So if it does all that, it'll be hotcakes. I think they'll be selling them pretty quick.
I'm not
saying it's gonna shut the door. Toyota people are like Jeep people.
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
But I think we had discussed it before. There's still a lot of people that are getting. They don't make automobiles anymore. Nobody makes cars.
Yes.
Everything is trucks and SUVs. So a lot more people are going to be looking at mid-sized trucks as a viable option. They're going to see this truck and go, man, that thing looks really nice. And so it'll eat into. I think it's going to sell very well.
So look at this is on the Frontier website, a pickup that goes way back, going back to the early 60s and the 4x4s of Nissan and the hard body, and then like today's
the Roger Mears stuff.
I think there's a lot of people, to your point, Toyota people are Toyota people, but there's also a lot of people that are driving a Toyota pickup because it was the only viable option at the time, and they may not be Toyota loyalists. They may just like, I'm in the market for a new truck, and wow, look at this thing. I think it will have. I think this truck will put a dent in all of the brands.
I think so.
Yeah,
it's getting a lot of attention, and considering it has the same platform as the truck Matt has, a lot of aftermarket parts that were probably shelved are going to come off the shelf again because this new one, the parts are going to fit.
That's the only thing that would hold this back. If the aftermarket does not embrace this truck and provide...
Well, what's embraced? Like, is the Colorado embraced?
No.
Is the Ranger embraced?
Yeah.
In some markets,
more than, but not Toyota embraced, not Jeep embraced.
No.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the level of support?
You have to have more than one option for a lift kit, more than one option for lighting brackets, more than one option for bumpers.
Aftermarket bumper.
Yeah. So the Colorado, to your point, I wouldn't even begin to know where to go to get parts for a Colorado, right? Yeah. But Ranger, you do a search for Ranger lift kits, there's 5 or 6 of them out there.
Yeah.
Ranger bumpers are out there. Ranger bed racks are out there. You know what I mean? And that's only starting to grow more on the Ranger side. If it's 2 years down the road and there's no viable lift kit and no sliders and no bumpers for this thing, it will die.
I can't see that happening. I'd imagine within the first 6 months. Again, wow, wouldn't it be amazing if they actually had a couple of trucks at SEMA? If somebody got their hands on,
they will.
I know somebody that's looking to put a very standout vehicle in an area at SEMA, and if someone we knew had one, I bet we could convince them to put a Frontier in a featured location at SEMA. So if someone was interested in buying one,
I think I know the people or person.
I don't know. I'm guessing. I have 3 guesses in mind.
if I had a conversation with someone they have secured a very prime spot for a vehicle. They're trying to figure out what vehicle to put there, and I think a brand new Frontier would look really good.
I don't want people coughing and touching my shit though.
What else is new?
Yeah.
you haven't bought it. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think that's something else too to think about when I'm gonna wash Icon's balls here or whatever, but when you think about, okay, there's a lift kit, and to make it, if you're just into, I want to lift my truck and I want a suspension or whatever, does it work though?
Yeah.
And I don't know that first year that you get, that there's got to be a lot of R&D. When I think about Icon and I know how my truck performs, I know they had to have done a lot of engineering in it. It's not just a, here's a puck lift.
They do the Icon 1000, so 1,000 miles off road on all the kits.
And think about Icon as an example. So they have done R&D on full-size trucks, mid-size trucks, SUVs, everything. So when the time came to build your kit, because your kit was custom built, they took that R&D and went, now we need to apply it to this vehicle that weighs this much, that has these mounts, that do these things.
Okay, so
so they could do this.
My concern was, do you want right off the shelf that first year? You want that lift kit?
I would.
They probably have it.
I would bet money. I would bet the safety of my vehicle and my family on an Icon, the first Icon
with me
kit.
Driving?
Yes, the first Icon kit that rolls off. Because think about it, they're going to take that legacy of R&D. They're going to go, okay, we know this vehicle weighs this much at each corner. We know it's got this much travel.
They'll need to borrow one for a weekend, just to get the final, to get
the valving right and the dimensions and the
just to weigh it and get the exact measurements, and then they'll have a kit.
I think you're 100% right. If they get this right, and there is a move, like a serious pull, and they actually become a real contender in the industry. You know, they're actually running with Jeep and Toyota. Think about the backlog, just like you said. I think it brings more interest to the older Frontiers. How many older Frontiers are there? There's
hundreds of thousands,
billions of them. You know, that think about that market exploding, where people, that name, just like Toyota, just like Jeep, people have a great time, but they get in these new Frontiers and they go, man, I didn't know. Like, this Nissan's amazing. And then you start seeing them out and people go, you know what? I bet you those old Frontiers are probably pretty badass too.
Yep. I want that. I can't afford it, but I can get this one for 20.
But just like Adam said in the chat, dude, you can do a Titan swap on this new one right out of the box.
Yeah, same. And, that is pretty crazy.
And think about
badass, dude.
Iron Man 4x4. Iron Man 4x4 already has a kit for the Nissan. Actually,
so that's true. They're already
they got
a head start.
Yes, they've already got a kit for the Nissan. So they've already got the foam cell pros, the leaf pack, all of the things. So now they're just making the adjustments.
If you're a suspension company, if you're Icon or whoever,
King,
thank
Fox, Bill Stein.
Bill Stein, you're right there. So not only is your R&D into the older Frontiers translate right into the new Frontiers, so it's not even that big a risk at that point. Yeah, hey, look at that, guys.
And think about this.
That's called logic.
So your kit specifically, they had several of the parts. At one point they had a Nissan
from
Frontier
back in the
car.
day,
And why did they not sell it? Why did they not make them anymore? Because nobody was buying them. No one was buying them. Iron Man 4x4, Rago Fabrication, Icon, any of these companies, if they see that this market for this vehicle
they'll push.
They're in business to make money. If that's where the money is, that they're going to start pushing that. And I think companies like Iron Man that's got a kit all ready for a Nissan, they're that much further ahead.
Because if the demand is there for this new Frontier, what's stopping Icon from offering their own Titan swap kit?
Yeah,
because they make the Titan swap already. They make the A-arms.
So is it Iron Man with the prime spot? They're just going to go pick up a new Frontier, throw one of their kits on there, and some 33s, bland.
Exactly.
I mean, if you're Iron Man 4x4, that's where you start. As soon as you get your hands on one of these, you go, okay, the mounting brackets are a little bit different, and maybe they're not.
Yeah, it's the same frame. I think it's everything except for the drivetrain.
So maybe it's like, hey, that's what I would do if I was Iron Man. I'd get my hands on one of those and let's see if we can bolt one up and see what happened. Let's go for Next thing you know, 24 hours in, the thing's cruising down the road on 33s, and you're like, check us out.
That'd be bad, dude.
Oh man, if you were Bob Dotson, and you had a dealership down the street from Jose, you would just go, hey, that first Frontier that shows up at your dealership, you throw that kit on there, boom,
dude. Look,
hotcakes.
Go get.
And hotcakes are
they're not on the dealer's lot yet. First week of September.
Listen to me. I happen to know someone that has a Iron Man 4x4 kit that hasn't
ready to go.
That hasn't been installed.
I have half of it.
That hasn't been installed. Right. I'm pretty sure we can convince him to not install it on his Nissan Frontier and then put it on your Frontier for the show.
Did we be huge mega YouTube stars like the first lifted
Frontier? Or here's the thing: go get the Frontier.
Mm-hmm.
I know where Casey lives.
Mm-hmm.
He parks the thing outside. The next day,
strip it.
We put the new factory suspension on his truck and take the Iron Man and put it on your truck. He won't even know the difference.
He won't even know the difference. It'd probably be riding so much better.
Like, wow, this is really
happy.
nice. Yeah. I am super excited about this truck. I think it's gonna go. I think it's gonna do well.
I think it's do really well too.
With that price point. My concern is if you don't pull the trigger on it in the first wave, that price is going to ratchet up.
You think so? Like,
I do.
Yeah, probably.
I think if you went in there right now and said, "Hey, I really like this truck. What do I got to do to buy one at that price?" Like, boom, you want to sell it for $39? I'll buy it for $39 right now.
Yep.
Let's build it. I'll put my down on. I just want the first one that first batch. And then you're golden.
I already know what color I want.
Yeah, 6 months from now, $50K.
That desert color one, that Baja Storm.
Oh,
the tan looking one. Mm-hmm. But they have the green. They have like all the Tacoma colors.
If you got a red,
the Tacoma color.
If you got a red one, it'd be the red, white, and blue Trident. We could I text you guys earlier. We could form the Trident Voltron.
Yeah.
Oh god, something happened with my phone, and like I wasn't getting messages. Like the data had dropped out, so I restarted my phone because I was like, man, it's kind of. I tried to send a text message. Is that what it was? And it didn't work. So I restarted my phone. All of a sudden, all the Voltron Trident nonsense from Matt just starts pouring in. Where did you find out where the colors are and everything? Where'd you see that?
I've been watching all the videos that have been dropping, but I'm sure it's on the website.
That's your sales point too. When you go in there, like, I'll buy it for your MSRP, not even having driven it.
Yeah,
that you don't mark it up. I'll just buy it right out the gate. And that sounds like a good sale. To me, that sounds like, yeah, this guy's willing to just pay whatever without it even seeing it.
What a dumbass.
Yeah. We could sell this guy a cardboard box with a motor in it.
A Ridgeline?
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? I really don't want to change the subject, but with the articles that I read today, I keep reading these positive reviews of the Ridgeline.
I told you. We saw one today on the road. I tried to convince him to buy one.
No. Right? I mean, I have not read one negative thing. Not one utterance of negativity.
They have more payload than all the mid-sized trucks. They're like at 16, almost 1,700 pounds payload.
Yeah. I don't even give a shit about payload and towing capacity and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't care about towing capacity.
That truck just looks so awkward. Whatever.
That's it. I'm getting a Ridgeline just to blow you guys out of the water.
That's what you would do. you would buy it. You wouldn't blow. I mean, I don't know what you'd blow, but you would certainly buy a Honda just to spite people. Do it. Let's go talk for the next hour about how awesome Ridgelines are. But you should, honestly, at this point, Jose, I think that was like a big domino to fall, was like that price point.
The pricing was going to be, if it was like 45, dude, starting at 45, I would be like, nah, dude, at that point.
45 ain't getting you shit. You can't even get a used, Tacoma, or decent Tacoma at 45.
Yeah, dude. I drive by the Toyota dealership, John Elway, on the way home. And then, they have like used Tacomas for like 48.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, dude.
That's what I'm saying. When this thing hits the lot, it's going to be 38 plus whatever markup, right? Because they want to get some sold. Yeah. But the minute the inventory starts to drop and the hype goes up, they're going to go like 45, 47, 48, because you know what? They can get it. They're going to get, think about the conversation we just had about the Gladiator. Who's paying $65,000 for this truck? I don't know, because they're all over the place, though. Somebody's buying them.
Someone's buying them.
I'm just saying, at first, they came out.
They were having a tough sell.
Yeah, they say they did the opposite. They came out and went, we're $65,000, and they held strong and waited for people to catch up. Nissan is going, the first hit's free, right? That's how they're selling.
They have to. They don't have the Jeep. They don't have Jeepers, they just have me and Casey, like, and I just paid off my truck. I can't just go buy another truck. But yeah, they took advantage, or they knew that wave, that investment was coming. Nissan can't do that. They got to come out, with value, and they need to put a foothold in the market. And I think they've done it, dude, for that price point for a Pro 4X. Man, I'm thinking about it, to be honest with you. Again, awesome truck. Jose, do it. Even get, you don't have to get the red one.
No, if I get one, I'm going to get that tan colored one.
Okay.
Yeah, well, what color did you get? If you got one?
I haven't seen the colors yet.
I'm looking at a picture that just shows white, forest green, blue, and red. But obviously, let's see here. Obviously, they have, the gray one that you keep seeing, and I'm sure it'll be black.
They're all kind of the matted colors.
Yeah.
But this doesn't show the tan, and it doesn't show the
that blue one's nice.
Would you have
whoa.
So I didn't want to watch a video. But I'm sure it's going to have, I have had such a hard time getting away from white vehicles. Like, if I just go to white.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think you're trying to say it's a comment on my positions in life, and you're wrong. But I think because I like the idea of the white vehicle with all black accessories. Like I just
Darth, like the
like a TIE fighter.
No, like Stormtrooper look.
Well, TIE fighter, because a TIE fighter is like a vehicle for Stormtroopers.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not white.
Yeah, they are. TIE fighters,
they're gray or black.
Yeah, I would go with Jose on this one. They're more gray and black.
It's a Stormtrooper look.
Yeah. Okay, well, I think we all agree that Jose should pull the trigger on this. If he doesn't, he's dumb and he's out of the group. And
I think I'm both either way.
Yeah. And one last thing, because this episode's gone kind of longer than I expected. Weight challenge update. Casey, are you still 198 pounds? I doubt it. Any you guys any?
I haven't weighed myself, but I have been mindful of what I've been eating. Like I got those breakfast Slim Fast shakes,
Yep.
So I think they're messing me up. And cut out soda. I did have a can of soda.
Wow.
This weekend, when we watched Presley on Saturday night, we ordered a pizza. So I was like, all right, I'll have a couple slices of pizza. And it's like, well, I'm going to eat pizza and not drink Coke.
Yeah.
So I had a can of Coke. And then
Casey said he gained 2 pounds.
Nice. It's working.
It's working. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make a prediction. Jose is not going to win this challenge.
What, are you watching him eat today?
Because we went to lunch today. Yeah. So we
were you buying?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Fucker took us to In-N-Out.
We had to go drop off some trucks. So he was driving one of the trucks. And on the way back, I'm like, come on, guys, let's get some lunch. And there was an In-N-Out. So I'm like, I'm buying, guys. You do your thing.
Didn't even hesitate.
Everybody orders, right? I order the 3x3, but protein wrap. So it's just meat, cheese, and lettuce. That's all it is. No fries, nothing.
I got exactly what I would have gotten.
Jose gets the double grilled onions and 2 orders of fries.
God, dude!
Yeah,
wow.
What's wrong with that, dude? You were just balls deep in a Coke and pizza, dude. So
hey, wait, whoa! Hey, it's not up to you how I eat my pizza. And number 2 is 1 can of Coke. I've never seen anybody get 2 orders of fries for themselves.
Dude,
every time we've ever gone to In-N-Out, he gets 2 fries. You don't notice that?
Yeah. 2 fry guy?
Every single
I did not know that.
Look, since we waited
you eat the first one so fast. I never noticed you eating a second.
And I'm sitting there eating my protein burger and watching Jose eat his 2 things of fries, and I'm like, I cannot.
Did you get a shake?
Wait.
Did you get a shake too? A Neapolitan shake?
I was like, I cannot wait till the show. I am going to call Jose out.
I'm going to call you on some shit too.
Oh,
we went to go drop off these meat trucks, right? And lo and behold, look, dude, he wasn't even leading the way, and we still made up doing a U-turn.
That's not my fault.
Yeah, it was.
No,
You're like, I'm gonna go scout this place out. Oh, it's this way.
Look, we followed my buddy. He took us
We
to the
parked, and then we started following you when we got to the place.
I did make a U-turn because I was trying to find a new, because there was the driveway said exit only, and so I thought, well, I'll go around to the front of the. You can't go around to the front
Did you
of the.
try backing into it?
So now we know the entrance is on the other side.
we
and
totally
didn't have to go-
bypassed it, dude.
But it was a U-turn. I did have to make a U-turn.
And again, I would just like, but the biggest thing I would like to say about my commitment to losing weight here is I fucking bought Michelob Ultra Friday night. Like,
How was that?
Pointless. It's just like, so that's what I do. I like to come home. I drink on Fridays and I sit in the pool and I drink on Saturday. That's pretty much all those are my habits. And so I'm sitting in traffic on the way home on Friday, and it's always 2 hours. I could be fucking working down in Ontario. It would take me 2 hours to get home for whatever reason on a Friday. But as I'm sitting in traffic, it's like, oh man, that first beer when I get home is going to be so good. I want to go jump in the pool, whatever. And so I'm going to be good. I bought a 12 pack of Michelob Ultra, and that first beer, it was like, it's something wrong with this? Like, did I get the seltzer or
the
something?
board on date?
Yeah, like what? This isn't. I don't think this is beer. And so I drank it.
Perry says Michelob Ultra causes ovarian cancer.
You know what? I felt a little emotional.
Hey,
Yeah,
to my credit, though, I was down 7 pounds from like the low. So I don't know what the discrepancy is.
Since Tuesday?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
But after today, maybe it's not that much.
I was down 5.
I haven't checked.
Well, in all honesty, like
I'll check when I get home.
If I weigh myself at night, I'm always 2-3 pounds heavier.
Yeah.
So weighed myself as of this morning, I was 5 pounds lighter than when I weighed in last week. But add a couple more pounds for the day, so I'm probably 2-3 pounds light.
And that was my only meal today. So
was it really?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why when you said in, I was like, oh, dude, 'cause I didn't eat breakfast.
I can't eat for days now.
Yeah, it's like, damn, dude, that's gonna be so good. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just eat it, whatever.
Hey, John G. Yeah, you know what? Next time I am definitely going with Miller Lite. At least that tastes like beer. It's a light beer, but it's like, oh, okay. That Michelob, they market that shit as like, if you're an athletic person and you're working out, and it's like, oh, I've worked out, I deserve a Michelob Ultra. Dude, fuck that. Like, I would not even bother working out. What's the point of working out than to drink some water that sort of tastes like beer? It really, my God, it was just vile. It was disgusting. So that was my commitment thus far. That's the biggest thing, was that instead of drinking, like my Space Dust or Lagunitas. No, it's just horrible. I'm still very upset about that.
Obviously. All right. Well, so far it sounds like Casey and Jose aren't doing great. Casey's gained 2 pounds. Jose's eaten doubles and two orders of fries. Matt is frustrated about the beer of all things, and we'll see. We got 7 more weeks to go, so we'll see how this plays out.
I think if I keep tracking on like I said, I still had pizza. I drank a Coke. Going to lunch every day. I had a salad from Carl's Jr. today that was pretty disgusting.
Yeah, they're not great.
But there's not a whole lot of options around our office. I'm not going to sit down somewhere.
We'll have to get to it next week. About the email Mark sent.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's about his tire decisions.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe we'll get Mark on next week to talk about it.
Yeah, there you go.
I also wanted. We won't get to it tonight. We'll bring it up next week. But you know how we always said with these trailers, like, I just want something simple. Dude, our old friends, Mountain Hatch.
I saw it today.
Bro, it's right here.
I saw it today. Mountain Hatch is making a trailer.
A trailer that's super simple.
Yes.
Dude, like, this is what you want. Like,
yes.
Just simple.
Let's reach out to them and get them on the show. I want to talk about it.
But it looks lightweight. Like, You just put in like your rooftop tent and just your cooler and stuff. Like just what you need, right?
And it seems like it's very, I don't want to say nimble, but you could get over some.
Oh yeah.
some
Yeah. Cause
terrain.
it's small. It's not built like to carry
Overdone.
everything.
Yeah, it's not overdone.
It's very minimalist, like as minimalist as you can get. And it looks pretty badass, dude.
All right.
So
Mark, be ready to come on the show next week. I'll send you a link. We can talk about your tires because I did talk to Paul this week about his tires, and he said just let him know he's ready to go.
Oh, okay.
The only question right now is inventory. Right now, Paul's inventory is super down.
Is it really?
Yeah, he just said they're constantly trying to update inventory, and
oh damn,
tires are flying. And then we can go from there. And then I'll reach out to the Mountain Hatch guys and see about getting them on the show in the next couple weeks. Duty Driven, you good for show next week? That sounds like a good topic to talk about.
Yeah,
and
I want to see what he's debating over the 35s and 37s.
Hey, look, dude, you brought it up, bro. You don't come on the show and start saying I want to talk about this stuff and then not be expecting to get called out on it. So be prepared. Tell Abby you're there. Casey says everybody's tire inventory down, just like everything else in the world, dude. Trying to get stuff across the ocean and all that stuff.
Yep.
All right, so thanks to Mario for joining us. Thanks to you guys for being on the chat room. It's always one of my favorite parts of the night, and we'll give you updates on Jose's Nissan purchase, and then we'll get something scheduled with Mark and the Mountain Hatch guys to talk about those topics because those are probably really good. All right, anything else, guys?
No, I'm tired.
Yeah, me too.
Negative Ghost Rider.
All right, everybody. We're going to end it here. Have a great night. We will talk to you next Tuesday.
Thanks, guys.
I'm Presley, and thank you for listening. Thank you to Nexon Tire. Thank you to Icon. If you want to be on the show, call 951-394-DOPE. Thank you to Ryan Torino with all of the music.